Hello, party people. My name is Jeremy. This is Red Means Recording, and today we're looking at the AIRA Compact from Roland, these three little friends, the T8, a drum machine and bass machine, the J6 chord sequencer, and the E4,
which is a voice transformer.
I released a 30-minute jam on these. My first goal with these was to have fun, and now I'm following it up with a walkthrough video. I'm sure there's probably been a bunch already, but this one's mine. So let's roll up our sleeves and get to working it out, girl. So this is kind of like a little party in a box. In fact, the moment that I got these in the studio from Roland and I was like, hooking them up, I started playing them like, oh my god, my inner Detroit Grand Poobahs is coming out, and I'm gonna have some fun with this. So it's actually pretty dope. Like, they're battery powered. I'm currently not running them on any charging. They have a USB-C in which charges it, and they run pretty far without a battery. We'll see the charge light come on this one first, but I have not had it run out in like the hour that I've been playing with them without battery. There's a little bit of background noise when they're charging, like you would expect. You know, people that have the OP1, they know what that sounds like too. So, you know, that's why I'm using them not plugged in right now. So they're completely silent.
Until I tell them to rock the fuck out.
So they are hooked together. We have a mix in and out. We can sync them together. They are chained. The volume controls adjust their individual volume. It's not a cascading volume thing, which is actually really nice. The sync in and out is just a pulse sync. They will not stop start together if you just use the sync. So we can use these TRS little 1/8 inch or 3.5 millimeter cables to hook them together in the MIDI out, and then they start and stop exactly as how you'd want. So that's pretty cool. So let's start over here with a T8. It's a sort of a stripped down, TR-808 and a 303 stuck together, which is really cool. So let's go to a new pattern. I'm going to go, I think, is this my last? No. It's going to be here. Yeah. And it actually switches the pattern here too, which is really cool. So like when you switch the pattern on the main one, it switches the pattern over on this one too. So now we have whatever pattern both of these are going for. Yeah, you can see there, it switches it, which is pretty neat. I like that a lot. It makes it really easy to perform with these. So I'm going to go ahead and shift clear all, and I'm going to shift clear the pattern. And now we should have nothing. We'll go down to about 115 or something like that. And yeah, so we'll start adding a pattern. We can do it the classic 808 way or XOX way by putting in steps. We can also record. And we can add probability by holding down a step and turning it down. Whoops. Which is pretty cool. There's like some sub-step stuff in there as well, and there's a looper, which I'm not really going to be showing off because I didn't really use it. Meaning you can like, it's the classic sort of like Roland sequencer thing right now, where like, you know, you can do ratchets and stuff like that, but you can also like select an area to loop if you want to. So that's pretty cool. But the fact that we did probability so easily is really neat. The bass drum has level, tune, and decay. I would like to hear it go longer, but, you know, it is what it is. Next up is our snare. So let's go ahead and record some snare. Add some probability to that last step. We can have up to 32 steps for both the drums and the bass together, which is nice. Like separately, they'll both have like a different step value. So you can have 16 steps for the drums if you want, like we have right now, and 32 steps for the bass, or vice versa, like whichever you prefer. I like 32 steps. I kind of wish we had more, especially once we start introducing the chord sequencer here, because this thing can do really long chord progressions, but this thing can only do 2 bars, which means you can't really do like a bass that goes along with the chords, which kind of sucks. All right, we have decay, and when you turn up the decay all the way, it kind of turns into like a 909 snare. However, you lose a lot of snappiness and volume, which I don't really like. Like, listen to this. That's like so attacky and like great transient, but when you go over here, you lose that transient, which I really wish wasn't the case. And then we have tune, which barely does anything. So I've been using the 808 snare quite a bit. All right, next up, hand clap and tom. This is kind of interesting. I'm going to go ahead and record some stuff first with the hand clap. Actually, I'll just do both, and then we'll listen to what we can change them to. There's actually a couple different options in here for what these two do. And I'm going to go ahead and shift this to 32 steps so we can have a bit more of a pattern. Yeah. Okay, so let's go into Shift and Menu. And there's a whole big old menu system in here. You can go into a mute thing, which is cool, and then these just become mutes, which is nice. But you can also mute by hitting Shift and the name of the thing you want to mute. So let's see what else. Gain for each one, tune for each one, decay, pan, attack, snappy for the snare, color. Here we go. Is this it? So low tom for the tom, or high tom. And same thing for the clap. You can do a high tom for that. That sound that you can hearing, that thing, or a clap. I really like this HNT thing. I think it's cool. We have shuffle. Yeah. All right, next up are hi-hats. So we'll just go ahead and live record some hi-hats. Decay for each one. Actually, it's decay for both, which is nice. We'll get to the bass once we decide what our chords are going to be. That's generally how I've been working. But let me show you what else. We have a delay and reverb. And you can choose a couple things about them. You can choose, one, how much of each one of these things is sent to it. So each one of these things can have a different send amount for these. And with the reverb, you can also choose a length. And at short lengths, it has a really nice vibe to it. You can also hear that it's side chaining, which is really, really nice. And I find that the delay is a really great way to add like some cool extra energy in the background. And you can change the timing on this. All right, let's move on and figure out some chords for our part. So the way this thing's actually pretty insane. So you have filter, envelope, a delay, a reverb, and we can choose from a huge library of chords that are built into it, or you can write your own. We're going to choose from part of the library, but if you want to write your own, you can turn off chord, and you hit one of these things, and you can put in up to 4 notes. And we'll just do this real quick, and then I'll pick from some chords for us as well. Now, if you don't like how long it's taking for these to go, you can actually change that. So I can go into the menu and find, let's see, where is it? Oh, I have to hit shift, sorry. Shift, exit, there we go. Okay, go into the menu and volume, transposition, beat, I think it's beat. So I can change the rate at which those go. So that's pretty cool. You can have really long chord progressions if you want, which I think is pretty nifty, or you can have them be a little bit shorter. I think we're going to try 2. So let's exit this. And now we're going to pick a sound, and there are a ton. So if you go into sound and start turning this, you can pick one. But you'll see there's a 3 here. That's because there's a whole bunch more. And they all have like a little vibe, right? That's kind of cool. Okay, so that's kind of boring. So what can we do to make that a little bit more interesting? Well, we can turn the style thing on here, and this is going to let us pick from a large variety of sort of preset phrases, arpeggios, rhythms, and stuff like that for our chord. So let's check some stuff out. So arpeggiation. You can actually get triplets really, really easily. This can do triplets as well. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't like resync once you change the variation, so you do have to start it again. I would really love for them to like have something that says, hey, this is the beginning of the phrase. Can you like restart once you understand where the downbeat is again? If we go to 5, we get some nice stuff. I really like that one. Kind of partial to that. So you can program your own chords, or you can go into genre here and pick. So there's a massive collection of chords, everything from like really, really simple pop chords to more complicated ones. So let's go ahead and clear this pattern and start over again. Go out of chord, shift, clear, enter, and we'll go on to shift chord and turn off that for right now. So really nice, especially with this engine. Get some cool jazzy ones. No, unfortunately, I can't just do that. I wish I could. I have to have the pattern word for it. Let's see. That's kind of cool. So now that we've picked our chords, we will go out of here. And we can do the same thing. So assign, assign. All right, so we can go back to our sound now and see if there's anything else we want to try to use. I really like that, though. Let's keep that in mind. 5, 6. Whoa. So one of the interesting things about this is, unlike this one, everything here is saved when you save this. So if we go to shift right and enter, filter, envelope, delay, reverb, and just everything is saved. So including the volume. So we can actually go into menu and go to volume and turn this down a bit so that it doesn't get too loud, so that it basically just sits in the pocket that it belongs in. So there's an overdrive engine in here, and I have some of it turned up. You can increase everything's amount of overdrive, turn it on and off for each channel. I think I only have it on the bass. I might have it on the tom. I did have it on the tom for a bit, but really it's just about the bass. The bass needs to be overdriven a bit. It's not super easy to get everything kind of dialed in from perfect like amount standards. So that's why I only really have it on the bass. You know, the things are limited. Obviously, look at them. They are like little toys, but holy shit, like they sound really good and they're fun to perform with. So what are you going to do? I'll go back up to 130, which is what I've been rocking all of my sets here. And I'm going to re-record this hand clap and tom. Nice. Okay, let's get some bass. So we can come over here and XOX style this. You can do notes with the thing here by holding down a step, but I much prefer to do keyboard. So let's find our pitch. So I need to transpose this. Okay, I think I found it. So now I can record some bass, and I'm going to make sure that I do some slides and stuff like that, and then we'll add some accents afterwards. I'm going to go to Shift, Step 1732, and wait for that to come around, and then I'll just be able to record my bass. Now I have to do a really simple pattern over here because we got a complex chord change over here. So, you know, if I was able to have like 8 bars like I have over here, or 16 bars or whatever I need, that'd be really, really cool. I'd love to be able to actually program a bass line that went along directly with the chords. Instead, we just got to have a solid groove over here and then, you know, go back and forth between them, I guess. That way we prevent sort of getting too dissonant with the whole thing. So I can go to accent here and hit record, and I can just add some accents. You'll see a lit note when the accent hits a note that you actually have in there. And then we can listen to what the bass sounds like, because it sounds really good. And the delay and reverb will affect the bass if you have some sending to that. So you can get real big and real fun with these. And it's so simple. Like you just get in and like turn things up, then turn them down. Turn things up, then turn them down. You know, every once in a while you'll mute your bass drum. Find the sweet spots with the bass to bring the energy down. Oh yeah, there's a sidechain actually. There's a sidechain in here. The bass will sidechain. You can choose which one of these you want it to sidechain to and how much. Obviously, I have it on the kick. You can also hear that the reverb is sidechaining as well. Hear that pump? That's a really nice feature.
Next up is the voice transformer. La, 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 la. Okay. Can you hear me okay? Okay, voice transformer. So what do we got? We got pitch. We can change our pitch here. Ooh, we have format, which is sort of the, you can think of it as almost the gender of the voice. It's really just sort of like versus this. And you can mix and match, which I really like to do. Like something like this kind of makes my voice sound a little obscured, which I kind of like. We have a reverb, but it can change. We can actually change this to an echo. It can be a delay. It can be a chorus, which is pretty nice, honestly. Now I'm super stereo. But I like the reverb, and I like the way the reverb goes all the way up and then kills.
Because it's a
really nice way to make a stand.
Okay. So auto pitch. What is auto pitch? Well,
Auto pitch is auto tune.
so we know we're in C over here. So if we hit harmony and change this, we can go down to C minor. And now
we should be in tune when we sing.
we can choose the amount of this by going like that.
And yeah, so now we have auto tune on, which is really, really nice.
You can be a horny Donald Duck.
So harmony, let me bring this back down to normal amounts. You can choose what kind of harmony you want, fifths, thirds, fifths, sevenths, all that kind of stuff. And it will be in the key that you picked, right? So you gotta make sure that you get that set. Otherwise, it's going to sound really bad. I don't know what this one does. Oh, yeah, this is our key. There we go. C minor. Okay. And then we have a vocoder, which sounds pretty good, actually. And you can change the wave for it, which is really neat. You can change. All these are different ways for the vocoder to work. And it just sounds really, really cool. I like it. I like it a lot. It's got a little bit of extra bass. There's a way to change that. I think it is that right there. I think I just got bass out of the signal, which is nice. And then this is a noise gate. So we're going to turn that to -18. So pretty simple. Like there's no compression or anything in this as far as I know. However, it does sound really cool and it's fun to play with. There's something else you can do here. Oh yeah, you can make the auto pitch stay on a single note, which is kind of neat. But we're going to do this here. Yeah. Make sure we're still in key. There we go. Okay. So I have a Shure SM58 with a XLR cable coming out of it, and it's going into a adapter. Rather, the XLR cable is the adapter into a TRS right here, and it's just plugged directly in there, and that's how that works. So pretty neat. Shall we jam it just a little bit? Let's give it a try.
Popping on my ride.
Hey, it's normal talking Jeremy back. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. I really, really like these things. There's a certain freedom in this, like really kind of like stripped down, muscular, fun as hell, not taking it too seriously, sort of like electro, and then being able to like kind of sing, you know, I mean, as mellow as I possibly can, like, and then kind of obscuring it to get that format shifted fun stuff. There's a looper in here, which I did use right there. I didn't use it in my actual set. I found that the volume level of the looper sometimes jumped a little bit. I'm not really sure what that was. Maybe it was just a perceptual thing for me. It does not be affected by this, but it does get affected by that. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, a little simple looper. It actually just kind of works. I don't normally like loopers, but for vocals, it's kind of fun just to add like a little texture on top. It syncs perfectly to the beat on and off, which is really, really important. I cannot stand when loopers just sort of like don't really know what a downbeat is. That drives me crazy. I think you can actually set how that works in here, and you can overdub as well. So friends, that is it. That is the T8, the J6, and the E4. Honestly, a little party in this form factor. Like seriously, you can take this anywhere and just like rock a party out. This is all you need. This is it. And I think it's really fun as heck. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy Silly Electro. Go check out the other video if you want, where I perform for like half an hour on this shit. And that's it. Thank you. My name is Jeremy. This is Red Beans Recording, and
I hope you have a wonderful day.
Let me say that one more time. You smell amazing. Is that some kind of new cologne? And or perfume? And or musk that you are wearing right now? Goddamn girl.